Hey, good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming to the channel and to hang out in this next hour as we are live. We got some things to talk about, and we're going to jump right into them here in just a sec. But as you're coming in, feel free to say hi, say hello, good morning, as I will say good morning to you guys. And also, don't forget to smash the like button because it really, really, really helps out. You guys have no idea how much it helps out, but it does help out quite a bit. Anyways, so the subject at hand today we're going to discuss is this whole thing with the embargo. I've been watching social media closely because I want to see everybody's reaction to the Pixel 6 or 6 Pro experiences and such, those types of things. And while I'm watching everybody's experience of whether they pre-ordered the device or if they're part of Team Pixel and they ended up getting one, then I'm also seeing some other things that's kind of like popping up, and I just kind of want to address my perspective of it, I guess you can say, and to kind of try to calm the situation down. Good morning, Sneed. How's everything going? Happy Aloha Friday to you, and hopefully everything is going great in your day. I appreciate you for stopping on by. So, you know what? Let's just not waste any time. Let's just kind of go into it, right? So, it's no secret that Team Pixel members are under a dual embargo. Good morning, Baby Yoda. What's up, man? Happy Aloha Friday to you, too. There's no secret that they're under a dual embargo. Now, if you don't know what an embargo is, basically, it's like a contract. It's like a filter put in place where you have to maintain a certain discretion until said date. Good morning to Magic Tech Review. What's up, Paul Tech? Thanks for coming in. And it comes with the territory, right? If you want to be a part of Team Pixel, if you want to be invited in so badly, and you finally get your shot, this is some of the things that is going to happen when you are part of Team Pixel. Not only do you get the device to review, but there is going to be some sort of limitations in the very beginning of what you got to follow. It's the guidelines you got to follow. It's one of those things. It's unavoidable. And I've never really seen so much aggression towards the fact that people are limited to what they can discuss openly currently right now. Embargo rules are silly, but it is what it is. Well, I got a different perspective on that, Art Dog. I'm going to share that here in a second because I'm trying to calm the situation down, because one person goes and says that the embargo is not fair. It's not cool. It's all these negative things, and I get why they would feel that way. It's on YouTube. One of the things that we are all in competition for. We're in competition for views, right? The faster we can get our video out there, the faster people can find it, the faster the view count rises and clicks and all that other stuff when it comes to AdSense and making money off your videos and your live streams. I get it. I totally get it. But here's a different side to the perspective, right? Why Google is doing a embargo, and how does this benefit smaller creators? Here's the key thing here. This embargo, technically, it helps smaller creators. And let me paint the picture so people can understand where I'm going with this, right? So you have all the big top players, right? iJustine, MKBHD, Unbox Therapy, Mr. Who's the Boss. You have all these people that are top tier, top rank. When they post a video, they get hundreds of thousands to, if not millions, of views on it, right? But what say you, the smaller creator with under 100,000 subscribers, and maybe at best you'll get 20 to 30,000 views, right? Or even the even smaller creators that's under 1,000 subscribers who are actually part of Team Pixel and maybe get like 1,000 reviews, 1,000 views on their videos, right? Like it's not a fair game. So this is where the embargo really just kind of helps out like a lot of us smaller creators, because it's like a race. It's a fight to get to the top. It's a fight to get your share of the market, your slice of the pie. And without this embargo in place, allows those people to upload a video and to get all those views, which takes away from the smaller creators. let's not forget the fact that Team Pixel could be just like any other tech company out there and just specifically focus on those who have over 100,000 views. They don't have to mess with anyone that's only got 20,000 views, 15,000 views, 11,000 views, 5,000 views, but they do. They do. If you really look at the entire team of Team Pixel, there are Team Pixel members that only have like 1,500 subscribers. I was saying views. Yeah, subscribers. So they mess with everyone with any amount of subscribers. They don't just focus on the top end. They could by and large just focus on the top end, but they chose to go all across the board. So I think that's one aspect of everything that we're kind of forgetting here when it comes to Team Pixel. So this embargo, while people are frustrated because they want to see a lot of the hey Alejandro, what's up, man? Good morning to you. They want to see a lot of the phone already, but Google trying to control how it's released, like slowly but surely. And also, there are some creators, okay, I'm not calling out names, but there are some creators who tend to get a phone, they'll unbox it today, and then they'll do a 24-hour impressions tomorrow and a full review the day after. Like, how do you do a full review on a phone in only 3 days? Like, this is the thing that they're trying to avoid. They're trying to avoid rushed reviews. They're trying to give smaller creators a chance, is how I'm looking at this. Because the only people that's really benefiting are all the smaller creators. That's where I feel like this embargo kind of protects. It protects the big people from going out their way to already get their videos out there, to snatch up all the views on YouTube, leaving the smaller creators with barely any. Like, I'm gonna take RJ for example, TV Tech Review, and I was honored enough to be on Lady Red's live stream a couple of days ago, hanging out with them and just chilling and talking. And one of the things that he said that absolutely kind of concerned me, like he was saying, and he was showing it too. It just wasn't like he was blowing smoke up anyone's ass. He was really like telling people. He did an unboxing. I think it was of what, like the Pixel 5, and it garnered such little views. And he is part of Team Pixel, so he got his Pixel 5 around the same time that every other Team Pixel member got their Pixel 5, and he did the unboxing and the whole thing, and it garnered very little views. The videos that were able to get a good amount of views were the ones that the big top tier YouTubers weren't even touching. So if it was like a case review for the Pixel 5, well, then he garnered up a lot of views on that. But that's because you didn't have the top tier YouTubers doing the same thing. They were mostly focused on like the phone itself and then what it can do and the cameras and comparing it to this phone, comparing it to that phone. So it kind of shows, like when I sat back and I thought about it, and I was like, okay, you know what? Like, the one cool thing about this embargo is that it protects smaller YouTubers or smaller content creators, however you identify yourself. I don't want to offend anybody, but it protects the smaller creators, giving them a fighting chance for their video, for their unboxing, for their first impressions to be seen, to be viewed. They're setting an even playing ground. I was looking at my cup. Okay, my cup is pretty evil looking today, but they're setting an even playing ground for smaller content creators to get out of the gate and be able to, do that. Because the whole point of Team Pixel, whether people want to admit it or not, it's free. It's not free, but it is cheaper advertisement for Google. It's cheaper advertisement. You gotta configure it like this. Mike West, good morning to you. Welcome. You gotta configure it like this. The amount of money that they spend to send out a Pixel 6 Pro to every Team Pixel member, along with a couple of cases or maybe one case. I don't know what was actually in the box, but some accessories for it in a box specifically built. Thanks, John, for the super chat. Smiling face with a halo or a super sticker. But they spend less than what they're going to be spending. Pixel King, what's up? Also, good morning, Blaze. They spend less than what they would spend to run advertisement on like several different network channels, and also billboards and magazine ads, and like that's more costly than just saying, okay, we got maybe like 5,000 members. I don't know what the number is of Team Pixel members. I really don't. Um, but it's a relatively, it's not like a gigantic amount of members, and all we gotta do is just send them a phone. So that's one of those things where it's just like saves cost, right? There was a lot of hype already built about it. Plus too, like a lot of people consume YouTube every day. There's a mass amount of people that consume YouTube. They do it at work, they do it at a restaurant when they're eating, they do it, they'll do it on the go. I mean, I'm guilty of it. I've driven a car and turned on YouTube and had my car on the dash mount and just like as I'm driving, just kind of glanced over and like, but listen to what was going on in the video. Like we're guilty of that. It tells me a smiling face with a halo on my end. But anyways, so that's how I feel about this embargo. Is like it really protects small content creators and it gives them a fighting chance. I know everybody wants to see a lot of the phone itself, the aspects of the phone itself. I know a lot of people are coming up with these theories like Android, like the operating system is not really ready yet, because that's one of the things that they tossed out there when they tossed about embargoes and why they limit what you can show at this time. And then first thing that comes to mind to a lot of creators who've had this experience before, so this is why they're saying it, because they've experienced it before, but they're going off and they're talking about, well, we've been on embargoes before, and embargoes basically were put there because they weren't completely done with a specific feature, and so they didn't want it shown yet until it was completely finished. And people are like, oh, okay, so that's half-baked software. And it's like, I mean, that happens. It does happen. What program am I using to stream this? Restream.io. It's happened with tech companies before. And so a lot of people kind of figure like, oh, okay, so this has to be the reason why. But look at it like this. The Pixel 6 and 6 Pro uses stock Android, right? The Pixel 5, the 5A, the 4A 5G, the 4A, the 4, the 3As, and the 3, they all got Android 12, right? If Android 12 was so half-baked and wasn't really ready yet for prime time, okay, but then people will be like, what are those features? It was features that has to do with the Tensor chip. It was features that have to do with the Tensor chip. And so that's why that they have these dual embargoes in place, because it's half-baked, it's not working properly just yet or whatnot. Okay. That could be a possibility. That definitely could be a possibility. That's something that comes to my mind when I think that something is half baked. Maybe the features in surrounding the Tensor chip is not ready yet. But we have seen this before. We have seen this from Google before. Like they would talk about like, oh yeah, we're releasing Google Allo and Google Duo, but it released like maybe like a couple of weeks after it was announced, or when they were like this feature, hold for me, is coming to Google Pixel phones. And it came in waves, right? Like the Pixel 5 got it first, and then like a month later the Pixel 4 and the 3 and 3A got them. So it always comes in waves, right? So that wouldn't be no surprise at all whatsoever. So I don't understand why it's a surprise now. Like everybody is acting like crack addicts when it comes to the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro. Like they've got to see everything about this thing right now. But I think it should be spread out over time and allow people to really kind of use it, because I'll tell you right now, and I've made this mistake so many times making YouTube videos. There is absolutely a difference from grabbing a phone, testing it out, doing something with it, checking out this feature, making a video about it, and talking to people about it and saying, hey, this is what it does, versus getting a phone, playing around with it, testing this feature, then waking up tomorrow, testing that feature again, and then going throughout your day and then doing something where that feature comes in handy and gives you a totally different perspective of it at that point. Rushed videos leaves out a lot. So while people want to see this right now, they want to see that right now, they want to see how this works right now, but they never give it enough time for anyone to kind of see real world usage. This is why other content creators can put a title on their video and say real world test or real world review and garner so much views, because those videos touch base on areas where a lot of other creators who reviewed the device have completely skipped. And when you completely skip something, that is a very big difference for the end user, because something like that could have been what they've been looking for all this time, and they would have given the phone a chance and upgraded to it, or bought it, or whatever. But because it was failed to be communicated, they were like, oh, well, that's not for me. Until like months and months later, when they bought something else and they're like, this thing that I bought it's okay. And then all of a sudden they find out, wait, that phone had that feature. You could use it in this scenario. What the hell? How come no one talked about it? It's because no one's taking the time to actually review devices. There is a big difference for how things are reviewed today versus how things were reviewed years ago. And I'm going back to like 2012, 2011. Those days, tech reviewers on YouTube had spanned out multiple videos. They would break things down to the smallest details, like how to factory reset your device, or how to turn on the assist for the hearing impaired, those types of things, right? They're not even doing that anymore. Everything is a rush. Here's the phone. There's my 24-hour impression. Here's my review a day after. Like, how are you hitting all the key points of that phone in your review if you're only really spending 3 days with it? Something that I want to kind of point out over here. So let me pop this up. When Paul says, something I thought was very annoying was when the Pixel event finally started, all these unboxing videos were released at the same time as the event was starting. Right, because they're going after the views, right? They're going after the views. So they figured, okay, the embargo only limits me to this. So I need to get my video out there for people to see. Trust me, I knew about it because my notifications was going off while I was watching the event. But because there's only specific people that I watch for something like this, that to show my support, for instance, I know you're part of Team Pixel, so to show my support that you're on Team Pixel, videos that you drop, I will watch. I will watch them to give you that view, because I think it's fair, because a lot of the other bigger ones, they're already going to get a massive amount of views. Even with this embargo in place, the moment that embargo lifts, it's off to the races, and they're still going to garner a lot of views. Honestly, how I feel, if Google really wanted to make it fair, is that smaller creators should get the phone 3 weeks in advance, allow them time to use the phone, allow them time to create multiple different videos, to have them all set up, so then that way when the embargo lifts, they can release a video, kind of space it out, release another video, space it out, release another video, and then give the top tier YouTubers who have a mass following, give them the phone the day after the launch event, or at least 2 days after the launch event, so it gives people a fighting chance. But that's what I would do if I was like the liaison manager between Google and the Team Pixel members. At least that's what I would do. For the simple fact is that it gives everyone a fighting chance. YouTube is not a fair ground. And I think that people kind of have to register that. It's not a fair ground. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's trying to fight for their spot, and everyone's trying to do what they're going to do. And then there comes the other thing where people want to like put down somebody else because they decided to go and do something like this. Like, if somebody here on YouTube was to go and tag Mark Wham on Twitter and say, hey, you know what, you really should consider me for Team Pixel, and go all out. Everybody else that would look at that, they would see that, and then they would totally bash the hell out of it. But why? If that person is feeling like they're going to take a chance and put themselves out there like that to try and get on board with the team because they want to be a part of it, let that man or woman do what they want to do. You know what I mean? It's at the end of the day, it's still up to Mark who he picks to be part of Team Pixel. That's the person that does it. He gave it away when he decided to tweet back in August of who should he look at for this year's Team Pixel. And everyone started sending in suggestions of like who their favorite YouTuber is and stuff like that or whatever. And those people got picked. So, it's up to him. You know what I mean? And some people will, put themselves out there. Some people say that they're acting brash, or they're being thirsty and all sort of stuff. Like, look, leave the negative comments out of all these things. I mean, especially those people who are part of Team Pixel, that's not a very good team spirit, right? It's called team for a reason, right? It's because you guys aren't supposed to be a team. You're a team of creators who are going to spread the word about this amazing device. That's what you were brought in to do. You're not brought in to judge other people who are trying to be a part of it, who want to get involved in it. That's not your call to go and point other people out. And yes, I'm side ranting right now because I think it's kind of crazy to see that. You know, yesterday I dropped a video, and it's now set to members only. So members only videos are back. But I did put it live for a second because I wanted to emphasize something to a lot of people, and that's, do I need to be in Team Pixel? And the answer is no. I don't need to be in Team Pixel. I'd like to be, but I absolutely don't need to, because of my fear that if I was ever invited to it, that I feel like that I would lose credibility from the people who actually trust me. Because there's also that other side to the equation. While yes, you could become part of Team Pixel and do backflips and cartwheels and be like, I got a Pixel phone, you also lose credibility to some of your viewers, because then they look at you and say, well, you got the phone for free, so you're just going to say anything good about it because you got it for free. Like, it's that notion, right? There's a lot of things when it comes to a content creator that's absolutely insane, that at times can be a bit depressing and stressful. This ain't an easy thing to do. That's why when a lot of people are like, I'm going to full-time YouTube and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, like, you got to be prepared to what comes with it. And let me tell you, a lot of bullshit comes with it, because there's no winning. There's no winning on either side. You want to cater to this side, you'll lose this side. You cater to this side, you lose that side. So it's like, you have to have alligator skin in all of this and just, go with what you feel. I've thought about making a live stream where I go over every mistake that I've made here on YouTube. I don't know if anyone's interested in that, but if you guys are, let me know in the comment section. And also those people who watch the replay, let me know in the comment section and I'll talk about it. So the embargo's sitting in place right now. And I know everyone's in a rush that they want to see. They want to see how the in-display fingerprint sensor is. They want to see all these things. Look, there's a lot of people, and this is crazy. There's people going to Best Buy. There are people who are going to Best Buy to go play with the phone, to show aspects of the phone that can't be shown by Team Pixel members because of the embargo. They didn't sign an NDA, so they're not worried about it. So they'll walk into a Best Buy, record video footage from the Pixel 6 or 6 Pro, and then they will transfer it to their own device and upload it to YouTube and stuff. There are a lot of people who are finding workarounds around this embargo to show lots of things about it. And I really wouldn't encourage that, because yes, again, it goes back to getting the views, getting the clicks. That's what seems to be important for them. And but you're going to miss a lot of details. Now, for those who are saying the embargo is there because they only want Google only wants people to talk about certain things of the phone. It doesn't want to like shy anything else or whatever, because they have like lists of things and such you can talk about. If there was going to be things that they didn't want nobody to talk about, then it wouldn't be an embargo until the 25th of October, where it's 3 days before actual launch and stuff like that. They would literally say, like, you can't talk about this, period. So, and no one's gotten anything like that. So with that being said, the embargo is really not all that bad. People are hyping up this embargo to be more than what it needs to be. And again, if you didn't realize it, just by hyping up this embargo and taking to social media about your frustrations about it and everything like that, you are literally giving more hype to the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro. If that's what you're accusing Google of doing, is they're only doing this because they want to continue the hype. Well, you're feeding into the fire, because you're letting something set this as an embargo that only says you cannot show this until October 25th. I can understand the outrage of this embargo if Google gave you a dual embargo on getting the Pixel 6 Pro, because that's what they were giving out for Team Pixel members, and they told you, okay, but you can't talk about this until summer of 2022. That's a long ways away to try to extend the hype. G-Boy, good morning to you. Welcome. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying hard enough. Well, not to a certain degree, because there is a thing that's called business etiquette, John. And between the creator and the company, You got to maintain that level of professionalism. Even if you disagree, you got to maintain that level of professionalism. Now, here's also the other side to the equation. The embargo was put in place and you signed it if you're a Team Pixel member. However, you could refuse to sign the embargo. You would still get your Pixel 6 Pro, but you would get it after October 25th. So either way, Team Pixel members would have got the phone no matter what. If they really felt so strongly about the embargo, they could have just said, I don't want to sign an embargo. And then, I think it's Mark who handles all the relations between Team Pixel members and Google. So he would have replied back and said, okay, well, your device is going to come after this date. We will send it out and make sure it gets to you by this date and time, but it will be after when the embargo ends. But of course, everybody wants the phone in hand. Like, you can't have your cake and eat it too all the time. That's just not how it works. If you want early access to the phone, there are set agreements you're going to have to go with. The company has every right to lay that out. But also, we're at fault for that. We're at fault for that because technically, Google needs us. If you want to take this into a really cool perspective, Google needs us. Technically, we don't need them. We definitely don't need them. And I don't know why this thing is here and it's bothering me. But we don't need them. Because technically, we can go and buy the phones ourselves. They can't prevent us from going and buying the phone. They can't prevent me from walking into Verizon and starting a new line of service and trading in, a phone and getting so much off and getting the phone in hand. They can't stop me from doing that. We've kind of allowed this because, again, chasing after something, right? Wanting to be a part of something, having that stamp of approval, Team Pixel, it means something to people. I'm not trying to bash people who have this general excitement of it, right? Because I'm a Pixel fanboy. If it offered it to me, it would be something that I would really have to think about. Of course, I'm not saying that I'm going to reject it, and I'm not saying that I'm immediately going to accept it, but it's something that I would definitely have to think about. But everyone wants that badge of approval, that badge that says I'm in it, right? Because anything that's exclusive, people want to be in it, right? Like, everybody wanted to be part of Pixel Superfans, right? The moment that Pixel Superfans opened that door wide open completely and have been sending out invites and have been accepting people who request them on Facebook to join the Facebook group, there's a lot of people going in. I think right now the Facebook group is like over 16,000 members at this point currently right now, and still growing. But it's that, being part of that exclusive group. I don't know what it is. If it's like a badge that says that you're Google, and technically we're not, even if we're, Team Pixel members, but we're not Google. Had to check these phones out at Best Buy yesterday. Couldn't resist. Oh yeah, I mean that's one of the best. I do that too, man. Because I'm not going to be able to get my Pixel 6 until I have the money to buy it. So it ain't going to be for maybe a month and a half or 2 months from now. But of course, I'm going to go to Best Buy and I'm definitely going to go play around with this phone. Can't wait until Monday so all the embargo drama will end and we can finally see Google's first true flagship perform. Excited, right? Which is a video that I'm dropping later on today. So be expecting a video to drop probably maybe an hour after this podcast ends. But I actually talked about that. What do you call it? So kind of going over the Pixel 6 and kind of defining how the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro is if you're watching your favorite TV series, the Pixel 5a was the last of season 1, and now the Pixel 6 is the start of season 2, right? Because of all the dramatic changes with the Pixel phones. The hype behind it is that it's built everything in-house, and people are calling it a Galaxy killer. People are trying to refer to it as an iPhone killer. I don't really care about all that stuff. I just want to be able to use the phone and see what it can do and test it, put it through all its paces and test out features and, long-term reviews and stuff like that. Hey, good morning, Cesar. What's up? What's going on? So that's some of the things that, I'm very interested in when it comes to the Pixel 6, or the 6 Pro. I'm going for the 6. I'm going to go for the Pixel 6 because there's not really much difference in size between them two. So I'm going for the 6 because I want the seafoam green version. That's the one I'm trying to buy. It's currently, it was sold out on Google Fi earlier, but I mean, I mean, there's just so much hype behind this phone, and it's just crazy the amount of things that's happened. And yeah, come Monday when the embargo drama's done, of course we're not gonna see a lot of that on Twitter anymore. You know what I mean? But I just wanted to address that aspect of it and how I look at the embargo and I say to myself, this is going to help a lot of smaller creators because it kind of blocks the really giant creators from putting their stuff out and just overshadowing everybody else. Um, to some people they will disagree with that fact and say, you know what, like it's a free for all, like Marquez can't, you can't blame Marquez that he's got a mass following and that people are going to choose to watch his videos over watching my videos, but I'll use myself as an example. And that's how it is. YouTube is a very, 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 very crazy place to do all these things. It really is. Fight for your slice of pie. I mean, some people, they go out to like different adventures, right? Like me myself, I'm currently in a time where I'm beta testing something, right? So technically, like this is live streaming on YouTube, and it's also live streaming on Twitch, it's live streaming on Twitter, it's live streaming on the Facebook page, and when this is done, it will auto upload to Odyssey. And I've been tracking how my videos do on Odyssey, and they're doing okay. Not the fastest growth or anything like that, but they're doing okay. And Odyssey is a competitor platform to YouTube, so I'm seeing where it really kind of picks up. Of course, I'm not saying that I'm abandoning YouTube. Anytime that somebody talks about that they're going to do something completely different or like they're trying out a different platform, whatever, everyone automatically assumes, oh, you're leaving YouTube, and it's like, no, but I am not just satisfied with YouTube. You know what I mean? Like I want these live streams and these videos that I do to be seen on other platforms because some people don't come to YouTube anymore. Of course, TikTok is like ADHD YouTube. And so like something like this, I can't post to TikTok. But when you have like so many followers on TikTok and such or whatever, then you'll be able to live stream on TikTok and you'll be able to monetize your stuff on TikTok. TikTok is just another YouTube, but it's like ADHD. It's like very rapid and fast. I think they've beefed up the amount of time for video to be shown. And I think the most you can do is a 3-minute video on TikTok, but usually people just do like 15 seconds to 30 seconds or whatever, 1-minute video clips. And, that's TikTok, but you also have Odyssey. You have all these other different places or whatever. So anyways, that's just my thoughts on the whole embargo thing. And hopefully that will calm some nerves down and allow, like the event to go forward. That just keeps bothering me. So let's switch tracks and let's talk a little bit about Android 12. Because I have been geeking out over Android 12. There are still a lot of the operating systems that I'm still discovering as I'm going along with it. People ask me, like, how do you pull up the gaming dashboard? And I'm going to say it's a final time. The gaming dashboard comes up when you play a game. So there's not like a toggle you can add the quick settings that you can just enable gaming dashboard right then and there. You have to launch a game, and when you do, you'll see it on the side, a little like side button, like say like right here, like a little small little thing right there. When you tap it, it slides out, and then you have the gaming dashboard. That activates when you play a game. The other stuff like the privacy dashboard and all those things is real nice touch. Like I said, I like knowing what's using my phone. So seeing a little light turn on to tell me that my camera or my microphone's on, being able to tap the notification and see how long the microphone was engaged by what app engaged the microphone and all that stuff. It's a great, nice touch. Like I'm glad to see that, Android is being vocal about security. See, that's the thing. People be like, Android didn't have security. They have had security. They've had it for a long time. As a matter of fact, the security aspect of Android is modular, right? You have Play Protect, you have the Play Store, you have security patch update, like all these things. I think it's what they call it, Project Mainline. They've broken it up so that way they can fastly secure Android devices by setting out updates in key areas that need to be patched or secured, rather than just doing one major software update. Like every time there's a security issue, okay, here it comes now. Here comes Android 12, 12.3. Okay, here comes 12.3.7.555.912. Okay, here comes 12.4. Instead of having to do that, where they always had to update the software, they broke it up into modules, and they can just specifically send out updates. Well, we don't see the updates. Of course not. It's in the background. And update in the background. There's no need to disrupt your day by letting you know that there's a security update. So Android has always been secure. Always been secure. You know, the countless videos about malware and all this other stuff, and I keep trying to point out the whole obvious about that, and that is if there's a virus or malware on your Android device, it was done by your hands, because everything is done through phishing tactics, or or you wanting to cheat in a really cool game like Candy Crush, and so you find a modded cracked Candy Crush that gives you unlimited money or unlimited lollipop bombs or whatever the hell it was, and you download it because you want to cheat and level up fast, not knowing that within that APK file there was malware that's in it, and you've just installed it on your phone. See, when people see news publications that say that Android has a security flaw, there's a virus attacking Android and all this other stuff, right? It's not like the virus comes up to your phone and like, oh, I got the keys, and unlocks the door and walks right inside your Android operating system and close the doors behind it. No, you open the door. The virus is out there knocking, knock, knock, knock. You're like, who is it? Housekeeping. And then you open the door and let them in. Like, you have to screen the things that you do, right? When you download from third-party sources, because that's one of the cool things about Android, is that you don't really need to install an app from the Play Store. You can find it from a third-party source. However, there are security dangers of installing from a third-party source. By doing so, you just made your phone vulnerable. But the narrative is never spun that way, because for a long time, a lot of news publications, whether you want to agree with me or not, were very biased into elevating Apple and de-escalating Android. But now it's hard for them to ignore Android. I mean, look at Snapchat, right? For those who watched the Pixel launch event, Snapchat for years catered to iOS devices, for years catered to the iPhone. Everything was on iPhone first before it made its way to Android. Hell, even the way you took a snap on Snapchat was better on iPhone. Why? Because when you launched the Snapchat app on your iPhone, it really used your camera, where when you snapped a photo, you snapped a photo from your camera. If you didn't know this, the reason why Snapchat was so horrible on Android for so many years is because you would open the Snapchat app on your Android device. It would activate your camera so you can view things. But when you snapped the photo, it didn't take the photo from the camera app. It snapped a screenshot. That's why the resolution on your snaps looked like trash, because it snapped it as a screenshot. It didn't take it from the camera, right? It wasn't until 2 years ago where Snap Inc. updated Snapchat for Android and actually now gave it permissions to snap a photo from your Android device when you're taking a snap. That's insane. But that's just one of the crazy things about it. So now with the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro launch, Snap Inc. with the CEO announced that there was going to be specific things for Pixel 6 users who use Snapchat. So iPhone users wouldn't get this, and other Android OEM devices wouldn't get this. Specifically, only Pixel 6 and 6 Pro devices would be able to use that whole the quick snap is what it's called, or fast snap, or whatever it's called. But that's only for Pixel 6 and 6 Pro. Now, yes, I know for a lot of my fellow geeks and nerds out there, because I rock with y'all, I know for a fact that we could build a custom ROM and we can port this feature over to like the Pixel 5 and such, whatever, unless it's like completely eccentric to have the Tensor chip. Then there lies the problem. But someone is going to find a way to crack this and port it to non-Pixel 6 phones. But nonetheless, I mean, Android is getting even more popular. I mean, it's caught up to iOS years ago. It's caught up to it, but now it's being recognized as what it's been for the longest time, and the reason why I've backed Android for the longest time. people have their favorites, and they tend to use that to influence a mass amount of people to think the way that they do. That's a problem in the tech space that I'm combating currently. I'm very vocal about it. The things that I think, I don't ever expect anyone to have to agree with anything that I say. And, you know what I mean? No one really gets tossed out of here just because they think differently from me. Of course, trolls do. People that come in here to act, act stupid, get tossed out. But for someone disagreeing with me, I don't ever toss anybody out. I mean, because I don't want people to think exactly like I do. If you do, by hearing what I say and you're like, hey, you know what? I agree with you on it. And that's by your choice. But I'm not here to influence minds. That's not what I'm here for. What I'm here for to do is to get all these thoughts in my head out of my head so I can go on with my day. To be honest with you guys, that's what this is for. That's why I've been doing YouTube all these years, making videos and stuff like that. I have all these thoughts in my head, and if I don't get them out, I can't sleep because I'm going to be constantly thinking about it. So when I take those thoughts and I put it into something like a podcast, or I put it into something like a video, I can sleep because I'm no longer thinking about it, because now my thought is out there. That's what this is. YouTube is an extension of my own memories, my own thoughts and ideas. That's what it's always been. So I'm not out here to change people's minds. And then finally, let's kind of go into the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro. If you pre-ordered yours, feel free to share, glorify, bask in the glory of the light that you have pre-ordered your Pixel 6 and 6 Pro. Let us know which variation you went with, and if you went with the carrier. Did you go with any of the carrier deals? Because there's carrier deals going off right now, like with Verizon. What the hell, AT&T? Why is it $739 for the Pixel 6 at AT&T? That's like, what? And then looking further into it, like you can pay off the Pixel 6 through installment payments, but then it's like $15 a month. So you're like, hey, that's not bad. But it is. It's either you pay $739, which is like $140 more than the base price of the Pixel 6, or you opt in to make $15 payments every month under installments, but it's for 36 months. I don't know what's wrong with AT&T. I like AT&T. I think that AT&T does well. I really do. But I just don't understand why it's at that price. So anyways, you can go with Verizon. You can even go with the Pixel Pass. I mean, it's like $45 for the Pixel 6 with the Pixel Pass, and that gives you a lot of things. I know some people are like, I don't care for that stuff or whatever. Look, you aren't everybody else. Somebody is going to find it more valuable for them to cancel all their subscriptions. So cancel their YouTube Premium subscription, cancel their freaking Play Pass subscription, cancel their Google One subscription, and then go and get the Play Pass, which gives them the Pixel 6 at $45 a month, or the 6 Pro at $55 a month, and you get YouTube Premium, which comes with YouTube Music. So you get YouTube Premium and a music subscription. You get Play Pass subscription, for games and such. You get Google Fi service, which you can use as a backup. I mean, if you ever travel outside of the country, hey, use your Google Fi. You have Google Fi, use it, right? For the meantime, you can put in the Flex plan and pay minimum, and don't even really use it until you got to go out of the country. Then you can turn on the Unlimited Plus and go outside the country and use it out there. But you get Google Fi, you get insurance on the phone, so any damages or whatever, you can take it to YouBreak iFix, aka the newly owned by Assurion. So now all the YouBreak iFix, they're all owned by Assurion, and eventually the name is going to be changed. The owner of YouBreak iFix sold his business to Assurion. So now Assurion will have physical in-shop repairs besides everything done by phone and being shipped. So just putting that out there. If you buy from T-Mobile and get it unlocked later, will millimeter wave work on Verizon? For the 6 Pro, yes. The 6 Pro has millimeter wave and C-band support all across the board. It's the Pixel 6 that has two different variants. So if you get the regular Pixel 6 on T-Mobile, it's only going to be sub 6. The only one that has the millimeter wave Pixel 6 is Verizon, and that's why they're selling theirs for $699. So when people are like, You clowned AT&T for $739, but Verizon's selling it for $100 more. But yes, they're going to sell it for $100 more. It has millimeter wave access, so it gets access to high band 5G. So you get millimeter wave, you get mid band, you get low band. So you get all that across the board with their Pixel 6. That's why, like, honestly, I am thinking about, in a month or so, signing up for Verizon, doing like a trade-in deal. Like, I'll probably trade in for my old phones here and maybe get like $350 off, and get the Pixel 6 from them. Because when you get the Pixel 6 from them, it gets unlocked, and then you can use it on any other carrier, and it'll have millimeter wave support. So that might be it, because it just doesn't make sense to me why it was built that way again. But I mean, I don't know, supply and demand and whatever. So I get it to a degree. I get it. Good morning. Good morning to you, Bridget. How are you doing today? And do you guys check out, do you drop your unboxing video? Because I haven't gone into YouTube just yet to look around. I didn't see it yesterday, but I know you were talking about it. Because I need to watch it so it gets my view. That way I can smash the like button and do all the cool stuff on your guys' unboxing videos and such. But anyways, yeah, I think that's the options I'm going to go with, is going with the Verizon one, because I don't want to get the 6 Pro. Yeah, I just don't have money like that to burn. I think the most I'll be able to do is to go to 6. First week hands-on, awesome. I will look out for your video so you get my view. I'm giving my view to you and to Mike, who's also here. And speaking of Mike, he just pops in right now. What's up, man? Yeah, I know he did. I know he dropped when he was working on it, when he was tweeting me in the DMs last night. And then, Paul Tech and Tony Pazzo and everybody, like, you guys that I consider my friends on here, you guys are getting my views when it comes to it, because, support. But anyways, yeah, that's where I'm going to go with this, is go with the Verizon version, because it has millimeter wave access and everything like that. That's the reason why I feel like that. And that was a smart move by Team Pixel. They gave Team Pixel members a 6 Pro, and people were wondering, like, how come they didn't do a mix of it? Like, when Team Pixel sent out the Pixel 4 and 4 XL, like, some people got the 4, some people got the 4 XL. And we were wondering, like, why didn't they do that this year? Like every Team Pixel member got the Pro one, because the Pro ones, no matter what, support millimeter wave access. It's crucial to have that, with the way that 5G is growing, the way that it's being developed by the different carriers, and the path that they took to developing their 5G. Millimeter wave is fast. It is blazing fast. Anyone that's ever connected to ultra wideband knows how fast it is. So they gave that version to all the Team Pixel members, because they'll be able to use it on Verizon and connect to Verizon's millimeter wave. They'll be able to connect to AT&T's 5G Plus in markets that have it, and it should connect to T-Mobile's ultra capacity network, which is their version of it. Yeah, if they were to give some users the Pixel 6 and the regular Pixel 6, not the Verizon version, then the regular Pixel 6 or the unlocked model doesn't support millimeter wave. So for those who are really interested in the 5G network, obviously, they were a bit disappointed, because the only place where you'll get a millimeter wave Pixel 6 is through Verizon. There is nowhere near me that has millimeter wave access. Nashville and Memphis, Knoxville, all have it. It's 2 hours from Nash and from Memphis. Ah, gotcha. Yeah. Eventually, I'll be out there. But then by then, we'll probably be at the Pixel 7 launch by then, and that's gonna come as, it's not gonna come as like exclusive model to Verizon only or anything like that, because they're all working on it. For the longest time, like, people have trashed T-Mobile, right? And I understand why some people trash T-Mobile, and they have very good reason. And that's because T-Mobile's business etiquette is really bad. Not only just the hacking and everything like that, but just also, like, their lies that they toss out, where they're saying that they have the fastest 5G. With anyone that knows how 5G is built and how it works, knows that they're full of crap, because you can't go and say that you have the fastest 5G when in the beginning, when you were announcing you have the fastest 5G network, you're talking about low band 5G, which is comparable to, LTE advanced. You can do an LTE advanced speed test and get like 200 megabits on the down and like 80 on the up, and then you could do a low band 5G speed test from T-Mobile and get the same readings. It's not even that. There are 3 segments to 5G: high band, mid band, low band. Right? Low band for longevity reach. Mid band fills the gap in between. High band, fast data delivery. So with ultra wideband, basically, or millimeter wave, when you're getting 3 gigabits per second to 4 gigabits per second on the downlink, and you're getting like a gig and a half on the uplink, that's really fast compared to T-Mobile's 5G, which does about like 400 megabits down, 80 to 150 megabits up. Big difference there. And that's why people call out T-Mobile on that. Some people just don't like them because they just don't like them, and they'll continue to dislike them. For me personally, I can care less about that, only because I want to see those companies grow and put out something great for their end users to use. I'm not really caught up too much in it. I laugh at all the BS that T-Mobile spews, on places like Twitter and, doing interviews and whatnot, articles being wrote up about them. Like, I laugh about it. But yeah, BTech just made his unboxing public. Right. So yeah, trust me, I won't feel bad if you guys click off and run over to check out his unboxing video. Go on ahead. By all means, I support that. You guys wait till the end of this and then go check it out. Definitely go. But do subscribe to BTech Reviews, and you know what? Check out his coverage on the Pixel 6. Also, subscribe to Ladies Red Tech Review and follow her journey with the Pixel 6 Pro. They're gonna put out some amazing content. Also, if you guys seen earlier in the comments, Paul Tech was in here. I don't know if he's still in here now, but also subscribe to Paul Tech and watch. They're all going to be putting out some amazing stuff. And you know what's really cool about this is because since they're all so different, we're going to see like different aspects and how they approach looking at a smartphone, the things that matter to them. That's what I would really kind of just like suggest to people to really pay attention to. Don't just look at one unboxing and like pick Mike's and say, okay, I watched it. Because Mike is going to have his eyes on certain things about the phone. But then Bridget over here is going to have something completely different, something that wasn't said by somebody else. This is why I say, like, you got to check out different ones. However, I'm going to say, like, do follow them, because if you're worried about, well, people got it for free, so of course they're going to say it's great. No, not with these ones. Not with these Team Pixel members. They're not enrooted in the YouTube, giant tech company relations yet. One day they might be, but even then, they'll stick to their guns and to their things. Is it true Pixel 6 has no face unlock? It doesn't have no face unlock. They weren't going to put that back in, right? They went, and it makes sense right now because of everything that's happened. Even if you've been vaccinated, you still wear masks, right? And you know what? Like, when you look, you see people like they get frustrated with the iPhone because Face ID, they have to pull their mask down like 100 times just to get the phone to unlock. And Google's trying to alleviate you from having to do that by just not even putting it into Face Unlock. Everything's done biometric. One thing I'm very interested in knowing is how fast that in-display fingerprint sensor is, because I've been used to the rear fingerprint placement for so long. And when I get my Pixel 6, it's going to be weird to have to touch the screen and unlock it that way. And the earlier versions of in-display fingerprint sensor weren't all that great. So now I'm hoping that it's been developed and it's much faster response time to unlocking the phone. But no face unlock for the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro. It's decent, better than my TCL 20 Pro. Okay. Don't go any further than that, man. You can't give that much away. For sure. All right, cool. I'm old school. I don't like face unlock. Yeah, to some people they don't like it. I mean, these things, I don't mind them having these features in the phones, right? Because even though, let's say like they did have face unlock and also in-display fingerprint sensor, right? You could always opt to not use the face unlock, but somebody else who really wants to use face unlock would have that option. Like, these things, I don't mind them having them in there. So, but I know for a fact that they weren't going to do it Yeah, maybe with the Pixel 7, they might bring that back. Because the thing about the face unlock that people, if you remember with the Pixel 4 and the 4 XL, the reason why that the 4 and 4 XL's face unlock was really fast was because of Project Soli. Their radar sensor that was up there on the top, that's why it had that top forehead bezel, obviously to house those sensors. So you had your selfie cam sensor, you had another camera sensor for face unlock, and then you had two other radar sensors that beamed for 3D mapping, but it also looked for hand gesture movements to correlate with what you were doing on your phone by using air gestures with your hands, or what they call motion sense. Um, they weren't going to put that in the Pixel 6 or 6 Pro. Therefore, I already knew that they weren't going to do face unlock. People were shouting they were going to do face unlock like that. And I was like, I didn't see anything about the Soli chip being in there or being enrooted in the Tensor chip. So I think that's going to be with the future Tensor. I think the future Tensor chip will support Project Soli, which will probably be like full steam ahead, because again, they're still working on it. There's a lot of things that they're trying to get this AI to understand, like what this would indicate if you had like a digital knob on the screen for, let's say, elevating the volume. And if you went like this, it should be able to determine you're going to increase the volume. If you go like this, then it should determine you're decreasing the volume. Like, this thing is going to be where you absolutely don't have to physically interact with your device. That's what Project Soli is. And when they put it in the Pixel 4 and 4 XL, a lot of people were screaming, gimmick! And I know it was a gimmick, but it really wasn't a gimmick to that extent of like it was just like a gimmicky thing and to give up on. They were giving us a taste of what Google is going to do. This is why I say like the Pixel 1 all the way to the Pixel 5a was season 1 of Google Pixels. The Pixel 6 Pro is season 2. In season 1, you had the OG Pixel, which was to introduce Google's building hardware. You had the Pixel 2, which Google was trying to see who was a better fit design for, HTC, LG. You got the Pixel 3, where they went with dual selfie cameras in the front, creating the whole aspect of selfie and groupie, where you didn't have to turn your phone around to get a wider shot. And then you had the Pixel 4, where they were testing Project Soli. You had the Pixel 5, where they were testing of using an underpowered chip to optimize Android and see if it can deliver a near flagship experience. And they pretty much did. They executed that, even though people didn't like the direction they went with it. But the Pixel 5 was the reason why we have the Pixel 6 at $599. Everything flagship spec on the Pixel 6, $599. $100 less than the Pixel 5 from last year. And to answer that question, why is it $100 less than the Pixel 5 from last year? Because last year they used Qualcomm. I remember they gotta buy these chips from Qualcomm. And so because they buy that chip, they have to execute that pricing to recover back residuals by setting a price. So $699 was the Pixel 5 launch. But now you see what the pricing is going to be when they build their own chip in-house. They can bring you a flagship phone. They didn't cut corners with the Pixel 6. They didn't skimp out on the water resistance or the camera sensor per se, because it does make sense that the Pro would have a third additional camera sensor and the Pixel 6 would just only have 2. Pixel 6 giving you the regular wide angle lens at 50 megapixels and then a 12 megapixel ultra wide. And people are complaining already about that because they're like, they went down from a 16 megapixel ultra wide to a 12 megapixel. Hey, look, you're still getting an ultra wide sensor. And if you have the Pro, you're getting the best of the Pixel 4 and the Pixel 5 together. Both have the wide angle sensor. One has an ultra wide. One has a telephoto. So now in the Pixel 6 Pro, you get all three of those options. You get telephoto, ultra wide, wide angle, normal sensor. So didn't skimp out anything, and they brought your phone at $599 price tag. To have the radio antennas installed on the phone to capture millimeter wave access, of course, that's an additional component. It will cost $100 more. That's why they have it for Verizon. The lower the price will also open the market to those who can't afford $1,000 devices but want the great functionality of a flagship. Exactly. I said Google is not your average OEM manufacturer. They're not. They're absolutely not. Because the Pixel phones are helpful. That's initially what it's supposed to do and what it's supposed to be. The reason why like I have like 1,000 to 1 ideas of what I want to test out and show when I buy my Pixel 6. I don't care if I get to the finish line ahead of everybody else. I'm not in a race to get a video out on the Pixel 6. But what I do want to do, what I plan to do when I buy my Pixel 6 is to show different things that you can do and how that plays out in everyday life situations. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I encourage my fellow friends here that if they find out that that's a good idea that they want to do it, because people need to see that. That is one thing that's like overly shadowed. Like when people think Pixel, automatically cameras and photography, but they don't think about the other things that it can do. Just how smart is the AI? How well does Google Duplex go? Can Duplex really schedule you a seating at a 4-star restaurant on a Thursday night at 7:30 p.m.? Can it do it so that you really have that peace of mind that you can just tell Google, like, execute the Google Assistant command and then say, book reservations at the Flowering Peach restaurant, 7:30 p.m. Thursday night. And then know that the assistant is making that phone call in background. You're not even hearing the phone call. You're going to be back at your desk at work, crushing the keyboard, or looking at documentations and doing your everyday work while your phone is literally calling that restaurant and talking to somebody and making a reservation for you. These are some of the features that Google talked about that get lost in the wind because it's more about cameras. Today's technology focus is always about cameras now. Can it take this type of picture? Can it do this bokeh effect in portrait mode? Can we get good video from it? Camera is mostly the most emphasized thing about not just the Pixel phones, but even the iPhone, even the Samsung Galaxies. That's what people mostly focus on. They forget all the other extra helpful, useful things. This is why it's so funny that when someone makes a video talking about it or showing it, people get all surprised. Oh my God, I didn't know it can do that. But they said it. They've been saying it at Google I/O. They've been telling you, been showing you these things, right? Like Gene knows and loves the hold for me feature. The ability that when you call a business and you're going through all the automated prompts and then it tells you like your estimated wait time is 33 minutes for a live agent. You don't want to sit there listening to that boring elevator music and your face turns pasty white and you're like, oh. So the hold for me, you turn that on, and so the Google Assistant will listen in on that call. You can leave the phone down, you can put it down, you can go about your day, just stay within earshot of the phone. And when a live agent gets on, it'll simultaneously tell that live agent that you're coming on the phone to continue the call, while it's telling that agent that it is alerting you that there's a live agent on the call, so you can quickly grab your phone and get back in and then talk and conduct your business. Excellent feature, makes life easier. The thing, like I said, and what resonates with me is the instant translations that's going to happen even with offline. So you don't have to be connected, and it can translate language to be able for you to have a communication. They demoed it. They had that lady who spoke Japanese. She spoke Japanese. It translated, and it's, because the AI has gotten smarter. I think it's like a 96%, 97%. It's literally at a point where it's like it translated everything she said exactly the way she meant to say it, right? Because technically, if you study language and they say like you take Japanese, right? Like you're obviously going to know that when you say something, the way that it's being said, if it was translated verbatim accurately in that specific sequence, it's going to sound different in English, right? So not only does the assistant know how to translate word for word what she's saying, but it can also determine how she's trying to say it in English. So if certain key things don't seem right if said in English, then it knows how to swap it around or identify the meaning, so then it does sound like something that would be understandable in the English language. That's what they were focusing on with the translation and everything. And that's why she was going all super geeky about it. Like, wow, impressive. It actually translated what I said, and it said it the way that I would say it in English, because that's what they were focusing on. And that's going to hit home for me as I'm going to be traveling here in the next couple of years. I have to go to Thailand. I have to do things out there, see family and whatnot. When I go to Thailand, see my family, I'll be able to communicate with the ones that don't know English. You're looking forward to using it with your Latino customers? Heck yeah. And you know what? Like, you know what? I would definitely say, like, for you, and you make that video at work showcasing how the Pixel 6 is, becoming a tool at your job to help you. Why not make a video about it? Of course, get approval from the customer to be, the guinea pig and then the whole thing. But that would be a great video to make somewhere down the road. You know, um, the Pixel phones are very helpful. That's the reason why I back them so much. That's why I fanboy over them. That's why I geek out over them. Is because they're very helpful. They will help in a lot of situations where you really don't think about it. And it also helps to keep you focused on the things that you're doing. So if you're spending time with your family, right, you don't need to get a phone call that's some idiot talking about the warranty on your video. If you keep taking videos, the warranty on your vehicle is about to expire. And you're like, I don't even have a Toyota. But, they would call you, right? And like it interrupts you from like time spent with family that maybe you might be immersed in what you guys are doing. And then all of a sudden it's like, the vibe is ruined because that phone call came through, right? The phone can take that call for you. The phone can screen the call automatically for you. And it'll transcribe what the call on the line is saying. So you'll know if it's a call that you need to take or if it's not a call that you need to take. So I'm just saying, Android and the Google Pixel phones are very helpful. That's what seemingly, like, if I was part of Team Pixel, that's the types of videos that I'm going to be pushing, is showing just how helpful these phones are, right? I've done the camera aspect of it. I got Instagram. I upload videos on IGTV on there, and it's focused more on videography and photography. I have it for that. On this platform, I want to touch base with things that I don't see people really doing. And so yeah, while I will be late to the game, so everyone would have all their Pixel coverage pretty much out in the next month or two, I'll just be stepping into that realm when I get my phone. And yeah, those videos are going to be awesome. But until that time, all my energy is going to be spent supporting my friends that are in Team Pixel and giving them the views, definitely smashing thumbs up, definitely sharing, resharing, retweeting, posting on various different platforms so other people can discover them so they get the views. Because again, back to the whole embargo thing, that's what I think the embargo was for, was to protect the smaller creators from not being completely overshadowed by the giant creators and giving everyone a fair chance to get those views on YouTube. That's the way I look at it. So anyways, that was today's episode of Aloha Friday podcast. Thank you everyone who came, joined in, commented. Thanks John from Magic Tech Review for the super sticker. Appreciate it. Everyone's point of view. Wait, let me take this comment here. That would be cool. When I call in sick to work, I can have Google Assistant talk to my boss. Why not, right? I think your boss would be frustrated though. But yeah, you probably could at one point. That's what Duplex is intending to do, is to alleviate some of that stuff for you. Yeah, some people don't mind the embargo, but some people just got absolutely upset with the embargo. And that's the reason I wanted to talk about it earlier today, this morning, in the beginning of the podcast, was just like, it's really unnecessary to get that mad over it. We're already at Friday. The 25th is Monday. 2 more days. Man, you can think of things to do. You can go take a hiking trip. That will eat up a lot of the time and knock your anxiety down. By the time you come back Monday, you'll be like, oh, it's time to release my video about how these things look on the phone. It's like a lot of people got mad. A lot of people decided to go to my way, which is go to Best Buy and look at the phone. But they were taking pictures and recording video on demo units at Best Buy and then uploading it to YouTube. That's like, wow. Oh man. But then again, like I said, and like, I don't think they did this verbiage. I don't think Mark did this verbiage, but it was said that if you didn't agree to the embargo and sign it, that they would send your Pixel 6 Pro after October 25th. So it didn't matter. If you said no to the embargo, it wasn't like you weren't going to get the phone. You would still get the phone. You would just get it after October 25th. That way the embargo is no longer in place and you can make all the videos you want about it. But a lot of people kind of raged out. And shout out to, I forgot who it was on Twitter that invited me to the Telegram conversation for Team Pixel on there. It's currently actively going on right now. I just have it muted, but there's like a lot of people in there that are thoroughly talking about it. I got a text from Boost Mobile. It's like, heads up, your payment is due tomorrow. Your payment amount is $0.00 because my Boost Mobile line is on the EBB program, the Emergency Broadband Benefit Program. So I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll pay you nothing. I just thought it was funny that they alerted me about that, but I mean, it's, it is what it is. Anyways, thank you guys for showing up and everything like that. Head over to B-Tech Reviews channel and check out his video he just dropped for the unboxing of his Pixel 6 Pro and listen to his reactions on it. I'm excited. I'm gonna go watch it right now. I think we need to launch a Twitter campaign for you to join Team Pixel. Technoid is doing one. But yeah, if you guys decide to do that, that's totally up to you guys, and I appreciate it. I know a lot of people have said that. I think Tony Pazzo said it in his live unboxing of his Pixel 6 Pro. I'm just scared because I don't want Mark to get mad at anybody. I don't know how that works. Because he would be the one, because he's the one that asked everybody in August, in July. He asked people in July that who should he look at. And he is the relations manager for Team Pixel, so Mark would be the one. But yeah, it's up to you guys if you guys want to do that. I'm not saying to, just because, yeah, somebody will get mad and be like, he told everybody to go and get him in. Like, like I said, like, if it happens, it happens. Awesome. I appreciate it. I really do. But anyways, be on the lookout for all the latest videos dropping. Again, subscribe to latest. You know what? After this podcast is done, I'm gonna go into the description. I'm just gonna link your guys' channel. So go into the description a little bit later to come back later and look, and their channel links will be in the description so you guys can find them. You guys can subscribe to them. Really good stuff. Join them on their live streams. And yeah, I gotta drop my video right now too. That I didn't even set it. It could have been uploaded all this. Well, no, I did. I just gotta go and edit all the details. Yeah, this time I'll stay. I'm all over the place in the morning because I get up in the morning. My daily routine. I wake up, about 6:30, 6:20, 6:30. Get my kids up for school. Get them dressed. Breakfast. Hang out with them in the morning. Their driver comes because they go out of district, and so here in my city, the school pays for kind of like a personal driver. So the driver picks them up in the morning, takes them to school. Then I come on here and I do my tech stuff, live stream, and then sit here and record videos and upload videos and stuff. And yeah, that's my morning. So I was like all over the place, and I didn't remember that I did set that video to upload. All I gotta do now is just go into studios and set it up with the tags and all that other stuff, and then change its privacy to public for people to view. So I gotta do that right now. And then there's a Tostina squared pizza calling my name for breakfast. Now, so you guys, thank you guys so much. I'm gonna let you guys go now. Thanks for being here with me. Really appreciate it. I love you guys very much. Y'all be cool, be blessed. And yeah. Anyone else going live today, let me know. Just hit me on Twitter and I'll come watch. All right, cool. Peace. Aloha.